fantastic down the stretch, made big play after big play. And then Chet Holmgren knocking down threes, protecting the basket. And you knew Shea was going to come out after a tough game three. He set the tone early tonight, Nicole, and got his teammates involved, made plays. And this was a huge three late in the fourth quarter. Throws a pass to Jalen Williams and knocks down a big three at the end of the shot clock. So, and now on the other side of that, you mentioned it, 21 points on 20 shots. And Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, more turnovers tonight, 10, than they had made field goals. Chris Finch is going to find a way to get those guys going. Credit to the OKC defense. They were phenomenal. They didn't give Anthony Edwards any room to attack. He was playing against 2-3 defenders all night long. Julius Randle had the same issue. So, can Chris Finch find a way to get these two guys going? Because they're going to need that if they have any chance going into OKC in the elimination game. I have a feeling that Anthony Edwards is going to have a lot to say about that game.
Okay, so from your coaching perspective, if you are Chris Finch tonight, what are you saying in that locker room before you go into the next game?
One, I'm saying that, hey, we gave ourselves a chance tonight. This is the first close game of this series. I think that's all the fans wanted to see. How is OKC going to do in a clutch situation? And they showed out. They performed very well. Chris Finch is also telling his guys, going into OKC, to keep our season open, we cannot have 22 turnovers. We cannot allow 19 offensive rebounds. Every possession is going to matter. Every possession is going to be critical. And that's the only way they're going to give themselves a chance to try to bring this series back to Minnesota.
Sir, just to refresh my memory here, you've come back from 3-1 home.
Twice. Two different times in the bubble. But two historic comebacks. And so
there's some experience there. You might know what you're talking about a few times. There we go. The next game, by the way, between these two teams, Wednesday, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN. We speak then. That is a promise.
Okay, look forward to it. Thank you, Nicole.
Gets his first one of the day away. Might be able to
Super Mario.
Used him twice in that loss a week ago. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. So Tulane's offense will go to work for the first time. This matchup on the outside, Jesse, a big play weapon for
but
the
it's
offense,
been 84 years. Okay, not really. Only since 2006. But the Hurricanes, they don't deserve a spot on Rose's door. Not for the way they've played in conference final games. Not since the Canes won Stanley Cup in 2006. Have the Hurricanes been able to win a single game and around the court? Not one. This round is the theme of their existence. It's not for lack of trying. 15 straight losses.
Reason to believe and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited.
Or as Justin Williams called it back in 2019.
You gotta start fast. You gotta have a sense of
Sometimes
urgency.
you gotta
cannot come sleepwalking.
You gotta eat a poop sandwich. It doesn't taste good. You have to chew on it for a little bit. We'll do it for a couple days. Get the taste of our mouth next game.
Didn't get much on first down
So
and
what is it
second
now?
and 9.
6 years.
He's looking to throw.
9 more losses later, because even the Cubs won a World Series since the Hurricanes last won a conference final game. We elected our first black president, and then we elected Donald Trump twice. The icons became a thing. Lady Gaga wore a dress made of meat, and the Ice Bucket Challenge, that started. It's come back around again, so for the love of God, in the cage, just win one. Please. Just want to speak for that life. She please take a lead. Just a grand scheme never happened in a while here. Their second period, no score.
Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down.
And that, my friends, is listening to the Hurricanes' first lead in the conference finals since Game 2 of 2023. 364 some minutes to go. How about this? Cedric Anderson, who did not even play in Game 3, comes out of the box in the 2-1, the pause, and he stopped there. The positioning was great. It stays 1-0. There would be more, but it stays 1-0. Eric Robinson gets the pass, then feeds Mark Jankowski. Problem is, offsides. They would review it. That's what it was. Mid-third. Still 1-0 H2. Hurricanes clearly really more on the power play in this game. 2 minutes left. Empty net for the Canes.
They didn't do a good job getting that guy out there in
turns
space
it over.
where he could really
So back
use
to
his jets. Nice job by
that.
the
Thank
defense
you.
understanding
Anderson
it,
finishes
seeing
with
it,
a
rallying to it,
26
and
shutout.
taking
His
that guy
fifth
from him.
quarter playoff.
Well, the defense is playing zone coverage, and they're taking away all the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag.
The last time you guys won a game in this round, you had the game-winning goal.
What?
And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength
Yeah, that's,
shown there.
you know what, I didn't even think about it. That's nice. I mean, it means so, like, nothing to these guys. Just pass them here, you know, but it's their story. It's just with
And the first points of the day come
yeah,
from that field.
it's nice to not have to talk about that. I think enjoy it for a little bit. I think there's been a lot of crap going on this team that, you know, I think we can enjoy the game for a little bit, and then now we gotta, like you said, we know that they're not going away. This is not, it's not even a blip on the radar for them. Is how they're looking at it. But we have to keep the gas down or keep the hammer down and give us a chance again.
Can you just repeat that? I'm sorry, what was start on the team? Anyway, the Hurricanes blank the defending champs to snap what has been the longest conference final losing streak in Stanley Cup playoff history. Literally the last time Carolina won a game in this round was June 1st, 2006, 6,934 days ago during this losing streak. The Hurricanes lost 15 in a row. They were also outscored by 39.
Nothing really clicked.
Seems like a lot. All right, time now for an SC Top 10 nominee. PWHL Walter Cup Finals, Minnesota Frost, lead the series 2-1. Liz Shepard's in front of the net.
The incompletion, it's 2nd and 10.
She on the ice sitting down when she did that to win the game.
Looking deep.
Game in the series went to
And
overtime.
incomplete on the deep ball.
The Frost win it 2-1, and they win the Walter Cup back-to-back years. Game-winning goal, yeah. And overtime, that deserves it.
Just on to the next game.
Coming up.
No way.
Top plays, the two biggest stars stuck in the list of build on there.
He gets the job done, picking up the
Guns in action. Plus, Jalen Brunson on the Knicks mindset has been their critical game for. What does odds makers think of their chance to tie that up?
And getting down.
Much
Because
more
defensively,
on this little
I'm
show.
trying to get a lick. Anytime I can hit the quarterback, that is a win.
hit hard as he released the ball on that first down.
Fantastic for be able to finally watch the Western Conference Finals on ESPN.
Second and 10.
I know I'm late to tip off, but the last time I was here for
Yes, Johnny, we were in space.
in fact, where everyone's talking about the breaking for us. Not the fact that we got live streams forever, not that. Like missing games makes me all fired up. You know that. We'll do it. Shut we're not going to miss it.
He'll try to do it himself. Short gain on the play before he slides. North Texas will have to punt it away.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you right here in America. We're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder.
The Tulane offense headed back onto the
Get
field.
the car you want
And
at the price you
the chip
want.
shot
Knowing
field goal
Nissan
last
is
time,
free.
Jesse, they'd love for this one to
Get
be
a low
up.
$2.99 for month lease on road, or get 0% APR for 60 months on Pathfinder.
Once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part is the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21. Now the defense will try to rise up on 3rd and short of the 21. They bring him down.
No map, no plan, no clue. This is Destination X. Well, this ought to be fun.
Jesus, oh, that point.
Well, how about this offense? You think of this offense, you think of throwing the football and top 10 passing in all of college football, but the defense knew something, right? Like you could tell, they were going to come out and run the football. They brought out the goal line.
No.
Big boys, and really was ready for the run on that play.
And the 4th down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football. Excellent field position here for the offense.
On a warm day, you
What
won't
the fuck?
The
Wide
fresh
receiver
drink
coming across in
fruit
motion.
juice like Simply Spiked Lemonade
They're going
and
to
a
open this
way to
drive with a
get cool.
pass. Caught over the middle. It's Moore. They make the stop.
Real just. What do you call hand-smashed Angus beef patties, seared to perfection and topped with melted cheese? The Smashable Burger of America. You deserve a better burger. The Sonic Smasher.
For a leading space agency, ambition becomes reality with the power of Smartsheet. AI-enabled workflows keep teams and components coordinated so every mission stays on course. Smartsheet, helping workflow to make the impossible possible.
A history of winning started with 65 games of 16. Who's expect?
Just a little bit of a time to get to that first down.
I just better than water. Naturally, we call our stuff Gatorade.
Crispy strip is
On
cheaper.
second
Give a
down,
pretty
this keeps
five.
firing.
What's the honey mustard
Gotta
strike?
protect the
Big Mac sauce,
merchandise.
double
Gets
dipped
down
in buffalo
without
ranch,
taking a
more
hit.
ranch, and penny chili McCrispy strip.
Guys, the quarter comes to a close, and Tulane has the lead here. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary.
Trying to get my own car insurance.
Now
See what I'm
facing a
saying?
third down as they come back to the line after the break.
You shared membership with your mom so she could share with you. Easy. USAA. Check if you're eligible today.
Looking downfield, it's Morris.
It's centered.
Got his man out of the backfield. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. Absolutely perfect. And the field goal puts it up here in the second quarter.
Plays, but it's not
And we're all square as he's set to kick it away.
Top of the first inning. Otani.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Tulane has him back in the offense coming out to go on the attack. I think the one thing you can say here, Jesse, is that both defenses have done a pretty good job mitigating damages.
Yeah, and on that last drive, not getting it on foot basically only cost you 3 points. That's the good news. Let's just turn the page, Dave.
Big luck.
Oh, look out, there he
It's
goes.
now
The 40.
haven't heard from you. Now we have. That's a big
And
hit.
he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way.
It's a
Touchdown,
5-1.
Greenway.
So we not heard from
Super Mario.
Offense is so good.
There we go. Very next pitch. Fred Drake. Guess who scores again? Otani. The Stars pick them big. They did their job.
Oh, yeah.
Now
They had a great
the Guardians.
year, and that's why they're a
7-2.
top 10 offense.
How about the Yankees and the Angels, bottom of the first? Zach Neto leading off the game for the Angels, and he hits it deep. So deep, he put that pitch to sleep. 440 feet. That's the longest leadoff home run by an Angel since Shohei Ohtani back in 2022. 5 home run for Neto for the time he's led off. We go to the fourth. Aaron Judge at the plate, still
And they knocked through
1-0 Angels, 2 runners on, and he hits a line drive to third that Yohan Moncada just can't come up with. So that loads the bases. So the Yankees walked in a run. They tied the game at 1-1. Bases still loaded now for Anthony Volpe. And he smoked that pitch to the wall. All three
They're trailing by 14 to Washington. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Hey, Trey, update on that one. Kevin, let us know when it goes final. He works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. North Texas
gets
in the
out of
hurry
swinging,
up.
and then the very next batter, Nolan Shanuel
Back to pass.
rounds
It's
out.
Morris.
And the Yankees to get out of the game, they go on to win it.
Target there.
They
Maybe they
33-20 makes
but
that
it's an
5-1
incompletion.
win.
Third down conversions, always a huge stat. They've got a third and long from the
Giants and
27.
Tigers. Sometimes you
Feeling
want
some
to
heat.
protect yourself. Which looks
And the
wicked.
defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes. North Texas will have to punt it away.
Okay, it starts a little awkward. Somebody's
Looking for a block. It's Williams.
Super.
This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for
Obviously,
the fair catch. A solid return. Gets him a better ground for the offense. The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. Thrust that arm out.
Hit some threes.
Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking. They got it up to the 47-yard line. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3.
Wow,
bitch! On the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
Find a way to get out.
This is a guy that can find you the hidden yard.
Well, the Knicks and their fans definitely feeling a sense of relief Monday after their 20-point comeback in game 3 against the Pacers. So instead of facing a sweep Tuesday in game 4,
and he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment.
Game 3 was just another example of the squad's resilience.
Nothing there. What do? Go get some yards. Make it positive. Don't sit back in the pocket and force something into a bad situation or take a sack.
I think as a team, we hit something out early, and then we thought that we could respond together.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls over.
It doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Now, entering game 3, the Knicks were plus 380 underdogs to win that Super Bowl.
This wide receiver. You're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense.
Favorite to win.
And he's tripped up, but not before picking up the first down.
Really nice job on 3rd down by this offense. This offense has struggled on 3rd down throughout the season. Not even the top 50, but you know what? You made 3rd and short. You can run a pass option and you're not predictable. You can be more successful. So we'll see this offense continue to put themselves
Wild
When you work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone.
139 games during her college career, and she's not missed a game that Indiana she competed all 44 fever games.
2 scores.
The Suns are now a win away from the NBA Finals. Play with very talented. What you can do next? It's like an immersive look at one of the game's biggest plays. You got to see it. It's blowing my mind.
And right now, you got nothing going. Come on, give me something.
It's the sleep number and everything smart that said. Save on everything cooling.
And the pushes the lead to 14.
That touchdown drive covered 61 yards.
Plus free premium delivery when you add just the base. Only a sleep number. This is Arby's chicken 13-hour smoked brisket in a sandwich. 13-hour smoked brisket in a sandwich. This is Arby's chicken 13-hour smoked brisket in a sandwich.
North Texas sends the offense back onto the field.
I was known for showing up and showing out.
What's
Rice showing down?
And at this point of the game, I feel like
I'm done letting Rice keep me at home.
Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat the plays. Down 14
plus F. Calm inflammation. Big Zealots can deliver transformative relief. Big Zealots helps adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis control plaques to deliver bigger, sleep fast with results that last. People got 100% clear skin. Sometimes it's first dose. Now, I like what I see with the back of it.
I'm sitting so long into long sleeps. I'm finding the confidence to inspire it.
Serious side effects like suicide thoughts and infections, low ability to fight them, liver problems, and inflammatory bowel disease. Tell your doctor if this happened or worse, with fevers, chills, and spacing.
And he was off to the races. Finally tripped up at the 36. Finally, this offense starting to
back to ask your dermatologist about insults.
It's 1st
On
and
a
10.
long day, you won't do that. Of a
He's
fresh
looking
drink
through.
made with real fruit juice like Simply Spiked Lemonade. And
They
a
stop
state of
him
big
almost immediately. Short gain there, and still
You
a
can
little
get
ground to cover.
Simply Spiked. Big
They'll line
brand
up for a
fruit
2nd down play. They're trying to get to
Sorry,
it.
shifter now outside.
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at 42. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Just threw that one away to avoid disaster.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting outfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
NBA Finals begin June 5th on ABC.
Tulane has it back in the offense coming out to go on the attack. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been
Looking to take a shot.
It's fine.
He's got another 25. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Wave. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offense
plan
are the ones
to
that
get
can
homesick
create
people,
explosive
Pennsylvania
plays,
taxpayer
just
dollars.
like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the
Businesses
nation
are the
for points
backbone
per
of our
game
communities.
because they don't have to
And
drive
America
the
is the
field.
best
They've got
bank for
dudes
small and
scattered all
medium-sized
over
businesses.
this offense that can take it
With
the
over
distance on any
700
given play.
dedicated business specialists across the nation, we're on your and in your corner. Because when businesses prosper,
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead.
we do let the power to do.
And the extra point is true, and the
At one
lead
of our local
moves
business
to
specialists at
21. That
bankofamerica.com/local
drive not too
business.
taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that.
Isn't that the new jackpot ticket from that pile of laundry? Hey, you forgot to
And
check
it'll
the
come out to
pockets.
the 25. No attempt at a return.
Down the drain.
North Texas takes possession. The Mean Green offense will return to the field. These guys have taken some body blows in the first half, but now a chance to do something to feel a little better going into halftime.
Reese, they got to respond now. They got to put points on the board right here. Cut into this deficit. Create a little bit of momentum because this one's going to get out of hand otherwise.
Yeah, there are a lot of offenses out there that might just say, okay, let's just regroup and figure it out. This offense doesn't have time to do that. They've got to be a...
Normal to us.
And that's why it's
The reason he was first time all defense this year.
You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching you. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
Alexander did not. That was with 3 defenders
He'll
on
start
it.
this drive
21
firing.
points, 5 rebounds, and
Got it
6
in the middle.
assists.
It's Williams.
To that point, I was
And I love when my
he
quarterback
shot it
sees
twice.
zone
Like,
and
what is
knows
happening?
exactly
The other
where
4,
to go with the
he
football.
said
Sees the
the
wide receiver on the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
Times 21 points. So beats that. Thunder upset.
Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down.
Shot.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the
Thunder up
play.
5.
They've got it at the 37.
Somehow
It's
it's
first and
making
10.
magic happen. Falling down. Takes it to Jalen
He
Warren.
wants
He
to
had
throw.
34 points. Bring it to him.
Unleashes one deep.
95.
Reels it in the
From
end
1
zone.
point to 126. The
Touchdown,
3-1 series
Green
lead.
Wave.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Against you, January revelation and school revelation. It's your job to go out there and play basketball.
Lining up to add another.
So yeah, it's definitely fun and definitely as a team.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they put the points on the board with that 37-yard touchdown pass.
12. And then a 3-1 series lead that's like historically has been insurmountable because of the 296 games to go up 3-1 team and they really the first field. It's like 96% win percent. OKC themselves are 11. They did win in 2006.
Will you roll the dice here late in the half, Dave?
And you know the defense is going to be
We're
really,
getting
really
conservative,
so I think it's
saw
an
him when
opportunity
it's
to
side
be able to
pass
take
and
a
through the
shot,
snap and
see how much of a shot you
it like to
can
me
get,
late in the game.
and then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish
Thought
the
maybe
game.
Minnesota would gain the momentum and then gain the lead, and then Oklahoma City had a response. Did you see in that regard?
Right on point, Mike. That's exactly the way this felt in Minnesota on the night. You wouldn't expect them to be in the game the way Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle struggled, but they got great performances up and down their run. Gave them a chance to be in the game. But there was one backbreaker after the part of OKC. None really bigger than Jalen Williams down the stretch off of Shea. I thought he had the biggest shot of the game and ultimately gave them the separation that they needed. And I'll take you into how that was able. A lot of it has to do with the greatness of Shea Alexander. On a night he really was cooking. That means that Minnesota's going to treat him a little bit differently defensively. So as we come, you run this ball screen action, really a false screen. Jalen Williams pops over to the right here. You can see Jaden McDaniels. He's guarding him, but he's very aware of Shea Alexander. So he camps out in the middle of the foul line. He was thinking with no length, he's going to be able to get back recover and contest. I just think he gave Jalen Williams too much space. It was a perfect delivery by Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. This was the one that took it to 7 with about a minute and a half to go. Night with Jalen Williams was a great co-star for Shea. This was the biggest night and ultimately allowed OKC to survive this and not turn it into a best-of-3 series. They now can go home and close this out.
So what are you setting up elimination, Tim, as you mentioned, going on the road? What did they do to get their start and be able to do Randall playing consistently? Let alone trying to win this entire season. The next game.
You're absolutely right here, and I think this
I
coaching
thought
staff
they
is
would
going to
be
try
able
to
to
put this
fight
game
at the beginning of this game. I don't think he came out super aggressive. Yeah, I wonder if it's like Jimmy Butler type like they stealing the game. And I think he's got to come out and try to get up 6, 7, 8 shots in the first quarter. Here's the problem, though. Look at the number of high-level defenders he can throw at him on any given possession. As much as they switch, you're talking about a possession tonight in which he started by Taysom Wallace, Alex Caruso, Jalen Williams on this team. You're talking about 4
Nice job by this defense. Listen, you got to understand.
I think it's at the total end average. I just think it wears you down physically and mentally against that level of pressure. And then if you do beat them, Chet Holmgren is waiting at the rim. So I just think Anthony Edwards in this game, he's certainly going to go home scrutinize himself, but he's going to have a big response and a big answer on the road in Game 5. That environment is going to be nuts as Oklahoma City has an opportunity now on their home court to get to the MVP final.
He had 16 game. He had 16 in the first quarter of Game 3 when Minnesota got that. They go down shooting potentially. Game 5 Wednesday back in OKC. Tim,
running the football on first down.
Let's get the top players. That's how we have time
And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with third down.
Well, these two have linked up for multiple touchdowns in this game. They had the look they liked. They were licking their chops, taking a shot down the field. We haven't seen too many incompletions when these guys have been trying to play throw and catch.
And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down.
That's one as a quarterback. You throw the completion and you're like, dude, can you just turn around and make one guy miss and go get the first? Or can you just stretch out and get the first down? You need your guys to have a little bit more awareness where they are on the field on that play. And even though they got the completion, it's not enough to pick up the first. And now you're staring fourth down right in the face.
I always think of
Here comes Tulane after picking
Anthony
up the
Edwards,
first down.
defense into offense, gets it.
Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers.
That's not
Country strong. They play a line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get into those big plays.
Following off close. On it, face.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off.
I mean, there are a lot of snags
From the gun, wants to
in this
pass.
highlight. Left, right.
Snagged in the middle. It's Fleming. And he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down. This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable.
Got it.
Looking to go up top on first down. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. Big loss on the last play. Knocked his drive off course. It's 2nd and 16. He's looking to throw.
Time zone, got the win.
And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
Well, he hasn't hit the ground a lot for this QB. He's already thrown 4 TD passes. He saw a look, wanted to take another shot, and that time they just fall short with the incompletion. But this defense, they have not had the answer with respect to defending the pass in this game.
He's off to the first down. They're going to mark him just a little short.
You can tell this quarterback did his homework coming into this game. He has been dissecting his defense with his arm and his mind. Over 300 yards passing.
The completion well past the sticks. Looks as if that'll be enough for a Tulane first down. Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating the ball down the field. Relentless tough running gets it down to the 4.
keep pounding
any
away some
position
defense and make them
like
play.
none other.
If you can get this many
And we
jump,
look off the
they're going to have to
constant
commit
experience.
more guys to the box, more
They're
guys
running
to the
down the
run.
hill.
Then you open it up for the passing game.
Line.
And he gets it back to the 4-yard line. No farther than that. No gain on the play. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can't pick up the first without scoring.
Sorry.
Let's touchdown,
So sorry.
and the punishment
You want
has
it?
been extended.
I think the days of running backs just running downhill are out the window. You better be able
He's
to
always
do
gonna
that.
have.
You see the playmakers slip him out of the backfield, throw him the football, he'll handle the rest, get in the end zone for the touchdown.
It's time
He'll
to
try to tack on one more.
the shot. Now streaming all the
And the
way.
extra
Bob
point
Russell
just tacks
Showtime
a
plan.
little bit more onto this huge lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend.
Good morning.
Kentucky has the lead
Cheerios.
right now.
Try
Feels like
Cheerios
it's been
for
this
you.
way since the players took the pregame
Ace,
catwalk.
for you,
But
Grill,
this
we
has
got
been
the
a
perfect
very
one for you.
close game.
Because only your local Ace has all the best friends. Like Weber, Sea Green,
Just
Freedom,
another
and
week of
Blackstone.
college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. Trying to get to it. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a fifth.
Little things that add up to something
On
big.
3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort.
That's my fault.
He's got it. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
That's the game for everyone.
Power
For
football
muscle
with the
cramps and
run.
spasms, what's your move?
One
The
step wrap,
Hercules,
2-step
make the
squeeze.
move
This
to the
junior knows how to get
fast
him on
muscle
the
building.
ground.
See,
As they
gentle
get set
and
to
absorbs
snap
quickly
it,
for
just
relief.
about to reach
Barrel
the end of the
works.
quarter.
Try barrel works.
Looking to
Get back
throw,
at
it's Morris.
Good call, Red.
Unloads to the wideout.
When there is
Fires
one
into traffic, intercepted. Not a lot
With the
on
home
return,
defense,
but they
Maddox,
deliver
your
that
insect
as they
barrier
got it at the
location
49.
shields.
And
Bugs
they'll
for
get off one more
365
play
days.
before the
It's
end
wild.
of the
Your
quarter.
home doesn't have to.
They go to the ground. Defense coming through and knocking him down for a loss, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. Guys, the quarter comes to a close, and Tulane has the lead here. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings.
Nothing's American.
And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of pressure. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
On my regular route,
Fires to the
when I
tight
find
end.
this now.
And he
Three
uses
rings
the
to each
stiff
leg.
arm to push his way
Expert
past the
tips.
sticks and pick up the first down.
Deliveries.
Here comes Tulane after picking
So
up the
I
first
keep the
down.
rings and hustle around the beach.
They'll leave it with him. They get
I
him
do.
stopped at the 26, but
I
boy,
do.
that was an attitude run. A pickup of 6. 6-yard
Awesome.
pickup on first down. Leaves him
Just
with
another
2nd
day on the
and
job.
4.
If this is what we did for
Hand
long,
off to the
see what
long
we
back.
can do for your business. FedEx.
He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
Got his man quicker. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little
It's automatic.
short on the first down. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They want that clock to run. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of everything on that one.
America has been told
Tulane
a
with
little
an
bit of that
opportunity
since
on first and goal.
1865. After 3 cities in Charleston,
They'll
South
try to
Carolina,
get it in
exhumed
with
the
the
bodies
run.
of 257 Union soldiers buried in a mass grave at a former Confederate prison camp and reinterred them with individual graves. Over the next 160 years, Memorial Day will include everything: cemetery visits and
And this always
parades,
is the debate of where you
cookouts, and
fall.
sport
It's your
events while
job to
representing
stop
the
me,
unofficial
or I
start
should get
to summer.
concerned, because this
And when it comes to
offense
sports,
obviously
The last Monday in May has given us a time classic moments from Major League Baseball as well as the NBA and NHL playoffs, but it's been a matter of counter coincidence.
And with the extra point,
Every year since 1986, we have been guaranteed one championship moment, courtesy of Vince College Football's title game.
Finished the deal with the short
Cornell and
touchdown
Maryland
from the
going at it. To our fallen soldiers and service men and women all across the world. CJ first helped us for the first time in his career in the left game. He's all-time goal scorer.
Mistakes are going to happen as they did on
and of course the NBA app and highlights coming up here as well in just a little bit. West and GA, I'm Matt Solomon for now. The Oklahoma City Thunder win away from the NBA Finals.
I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was.
And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. Got room on the return. Touchdown, Green Wave. What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return. That lead a little more comfortable now as they close in on extending this winning streak.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
And he puts through the extra point. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six.
A car that doesn't make you feel something. It's a car that's sure.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. North Texas sends the offense back onto the field. They threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Talk about but guess what? They do have it. So you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to show routes. They're going to play aggressive.
I'm at Milligan's credit score. Every day purchase 75 points up in 6 months.
And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. Trying to pick up a first down.
Shell Silverado HD, America's most dependable heavy-duty pickup.
Catch in the middle. It's Ward.
And Chevrolet.
And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 40 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. They hope to come up with explosive plays, and they use one there to set them up inside the 30, first and 10. Using the quick game. They make the stop right there. Good pickup is still short of the first down. North Texas doing business from the red zone. Looking downfield, it's Morris. Getting some heat. And he'll chuck it into the cheap seats there and save the down. Nobody getting open there. Went up top on second down. That leaves him needing a yard here on third down. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And on fourth down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. And he's already made one. The holder will put it down at the 26 for a 36-yard try. It is good. I wouldn't say they cut into the
Playoff Central Live presented by AT&T. Good to have you with us. Matt Flanker, Greg Anthony, Wesley Matthews right over there. There's winning by large margins, and there's winning on the margins. The Western Conference Finals have had both the past 2 games. Well, that's been a great win. Game 3, the Thunder did all the little things in Game 4 to win in Minneapolis and moved with the next game up the finals. Minnesota took Game 3 by 42. A different early focus for OKC in Game 4, and here we go. John Brits giving it to Rudy Gobert, and that led to a trade for Jalen Williams. OKC started getting warmed up. Williams at 13 in the first quarter. And he was joined by his game 14 as well. He's the second to produce the great here. OKC set the
After trying the running game on first
Rudy
down, they come
Gobert
to the line on
with
second
a
down.
response here.
Handoff to the
Watch
single back.
check. McDaniels will convert the layup on the other end.
Well, the
I got
defense may have been caught
Minnesota
off
to
guard a
win
little
game
bit on
one.
that
But
play.
they
It
were
was second and
chasing the
long. They
Thunder
weren't
from the
expecting the
get-go.
run. So now
They
we've got
were,
third and manageable, and they've
like
got to
you
be
said,
wondering to
Jay,
themselves, this offense going to try to run the ball again.
Fights his way for a couple, but stopped short of the
energy
marker
different
is
way.
3rd and 1.
No credit
And I'm a fan of this, man. Run the football.
particularly this guy
Bobby,
played
we got
offense.
the
They
lead.
kept
This
the
offense
game
is
in
putting together a nice day, man. Like
SGA had 21 in the first half. Meanwhile, the Thunder defense was clamping down on Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. I just thought from an offensive attack standpoint for Randle, they faced a lot of set defense. There wasn't a lot of movement. And that played it to the end. OKC led by 8 at the half. Rudy Gobert contributed 13. In fact, J.D. Vincenzo with 3 of his 21. The one points for the Timberwolves. That coming production.
And the defense finally makes it stop after the sweet run and good
points to go 9 boards and 10 assists. It's not that bad himself to kill him. He went for 23. OKC's lead down.
They'll go to work on second down after doing damage on the ground.
Thunder had answers offensively.
They go right
Minnesota
back to
could
it.
get close, but never quite close enough.
He stops him
there
at the 31,
to
but
his
not
16.
before he picks up 10
And
yards
OKC's
on the
lead
play.
down to 3.
Offense picking up
SGA,
1st and 10 from
he's
the
on his
31.
belly, somehow gets it to Williams, who was 6 of 9 from out there. Huge shot.
The give to the back.
What are they going to like
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
I tell you, it really wasn't a travel. That was by SGA. Same combination, Williams. 4 points, 14 in the fourth quarter. OKC's lead was 7. And Minnesota trying to chip away at McDaniels for the corner 3. He went for 22. It's a 2-point game, but they're running out of time. Edwards needs to miss this and hope for a miracle. OKC comes up with it, and they win game 4. 128, 126. SGA joined the match. And Russell Westbrook is Thunder player to score 40-plus in a playoff game. And in 95, SGA wins and Hogan scored is the most by an OKC trio in any playoff game. History said the final returned home all the Thunder on 11-1 all-time playoff series that went 3-1. Here's Jerry Greenberg.
Right from the get-go in this game, offense just able to
First game of this series. What was the difference tonight in order to bounce back?
You know, we had to play our game. I mean, we had to bounce back from last game. I felt like last game we didn't play our game, our style of play, and we had to come back and show what the Thunder play like.